Hey girl, hey, it's time to play Ote, and today we will be getting into some everyday makeup. Okay, it's your girl Jade Chante, and we are here today to get into these brows. Okay, so first thing I did was clean my face with this micellar water. My baby sister put me onto this. Gotta give her credit. It is for all skin types, even sensitive. This is very important because we don't want to spread the bacteria from the oily skin onto the brushes, back onto the face, and then massage it in there. And then we be with the, with the cheeks. We don't want that. Then, now this might seem a little far-fetched for some of you, but the next step is to apply milk of magnesia. I know. It's a laxative. It's meant for you to, do that thing. But it is an excellent primer. It's lightweight, okay? Somehow it works to absorb the oils in the skin so that they don't come to the surface of the makeup. I have very, very oily skin, like I stated before. So anyone with like medium oily to oily like me, this is perfect for you. If you have dry skin, do not use this, because when I tell you it's going to dry you out, it's going to dry you out. Now, I already have some on, but I will apply a little bit more onto my forehead. I generally sometimes will even leave the top open because when you first get it, it's very milky. And it works that way, but I like it to be a little more pasty so that it can really set into my pores. This creates a barrier between the actual product that you use and your skin so that the product is not getting into your pores and setting in. Then you have to exfoliate and I mean, I do all of that anyway, but it helps to reduce the likelihood of developing more acne based on the product that you use. And for some women who tend to wear foundation every day or on a more regularly basis, this will be perfect for you because it's lightweight. I have never experienced anyone having a reaction to it. I've used it on multiple skin types. Even my sister, she has eczema. She uses it. She's never flared up or had a reaction. So I can only tell you based on my experiences. But this is my go-to. It is golden. Okay, honey? It is golden. So I usually just take my finger right around the top. Of course, shake it up before you put it on. But I usually take my finger right around the top and get just some. You don't need a lot at all to cover your whole face. As you can see, it spreads very, very thin, and it will cover like it just did my whole cheek. Definitely want to apply it in the T-zone, and I try to like massage it in because I'd rather this be in my skin than makeup. Yeah. So we're going to put this on. This is something that you really don't need a lot of. I mean, I've thought about putting it in maybe like a mist bottle and like spraying it on, but who got time for all of that? Because then when it dries out, it's just going to clog up the tube, and like, you don't want to do all that. So just get you some. It doesn't matter the brand. Now, don't mess around and get this minted. If you like me, the mint make you sick, okay? The mint make me sick. So this is original flavor. It don't have no smell. I'm not into, you don't want the minty face. You don't need that. I've used this, the Philips brand before, but this right here is the CVS brand. Whichever one I get my hand on is the one that I use, as long as it's original. As you can see, like my skin is not hard, but it's not greasy. Like it's completely absorbed. Don't worry about the white, If you're wearing, liquid foundation, then the white doesn't matter because the liquid foundation will immediately get rid of that. But for me, I like to use powder foundation, and so I go and double back with another primer. Now, the primer that I've been using for the past couple months now is this one right here, Maybelline Master Prime, number 400. It's a pore minimizer. I have larger pores. This is I want to say it's kind of like a silica, but it says it visually blurs imperfections and reduces appearance of pores. Primes for smoother looking, even skin. It's lightweight, non-oily formula, and does not clog the pores. So we want to be extra careful when we're picking primers, because when your pores get clogged up, honey, that's when the acne comes to the forward. Now, my skin is not top-notch yet, but I've learned a few tips and tricks along the way. So this one, you don't need much at all. It's very, very light. If you can see, it's not even like a pea size that I'm using. It's like a period. That's the size of the product that you might need. I generally put it like more so on my T-zone. Same thing. I don't really have to like work this one in as much because it's so smooth. It almost has like a satin-like finish. But I definitely use it to make sure that I get all of that white off my face, because like I said, I use a powder foundation. And so we don't want to see any white. So now that the face is set, it is primed, okay, for our daily use. Now, I always double check the brows for any straggling hairs. I have not got my eyebrows done since I was 17. I know. And y'all probably like, how? Because they be on fleek with it. But I maintained them. So I used to get them done and I was getting so frustrated. Number one, I'm allergic to wax. So I'd always have to get my eyebrows plucked. And it was getting so frustrating because it's like, I'm going to you telling you to clean up the brow and you steady doing something different. You want to give me the different shape and no. So at one point, my brows was like a little etch and sketch. It was a situation. But that was when I was younger and dumber. So what I did was, after she did my brows and she got them right, I maintained them from there. I used my tweezers. You'll catch me random in the morning if I'm on my way to work, whenever. If I see a hair, plucking it out. Now, y'all probably like the plucking though. I can't do that. Let me tell you something. Self-inflicted pain hurts less. Okay? It hurts less.
So we're going to just double check that we don't have any unnecessary hairs underneath. We're just going to get those out real quick because these hairs, honey, they will show through that concealer.
That is one of my pet peeves. Do not have the brows on fleek with it. With the concealer, the liquid foundation, the whole nine, you set, you prime, you ready, and then the hairs is sticking through the joint. Don't do that, okay? Maybe every 2 weeks or so, I use Nair underneath my arches, underneath here. Now, I use a Q-tip because we don't want to put it on the hair that we want. We really just want to get like all of those fine hairs that the tweezer doesn't necessarily pick up. You can fill in your eyebrows first and then put the Nair underneath so that you have like that clean, precise look that you're going for. But me, like I said, I use the tweezer to get like really up underneath there. So the Nair is really going like here, just to get all of those hairs that we don't want to sit there and pluck forever. Every now and again, I'll go on the top, but that's like maybe once a month. That's not something that I do often. So this here, what we have is a spoolie. Now, if you like me, I've been doing makeup since I was maybe 14. I never knew what this was called. But it's a spoolie. I thought it was for the, I guess you could use it for your eyelashes. But this thing here, honey, this is going to be your best friend if you want the brows to look natural 25/8. So I brush my brows first. Sometimes, depending on if you had a good plucking week or a plucking week that wasn't so precise, you might have to brush the hairs up a little higher on one side and down a little lower on the other, just so that everything is going in the right direction. Now, I know y'all was expecting me to pull out some Anastasia dip brow. No. I use one and only from the beauty supply store. Thank you. It's been working for me for years. Okay? I've tried MAC. I haven't tried the Anastasia dip brow. I'll try it. But I've tried like gel. I've tried some things and they just don't do me like how this does me. Powder, I used to use powder. It's just not the same. So this is the tone number 102, darkest brown. It's waterproof. It's an auto eye and lip liner, but today it's a brow pencil. Okay, I've been using this, like I said, for years. So this one is a brand new one. When you first get it, of course, it's gonna be like pencil sharp, but the more you use it, it'll like flatten on one side so that you have that precision. Then you turn it over and get that sharp line. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, I always start from here. Now some people start back here with their arch. Maybe it's the artist in me. I can't. So I start up here. And I do kind of have like a bold spot. Like if y'all see that, like I got a bold spot like right here. And then like, you know, like over here, we got a little situation going on. I really don't know what that is, but I'm going to just start using hair drops of castor oil or something like that to get that together. But we're not here to judge. Okay. So we start in here and we really just want to stroke. I'm barely pressing into the pencil. Number one, because it's delicate. And number two, because it's so dark. We don't want crayon brows. You can measure. Technically, you're supposed to measure from your inner eye to the start of your brow. It's supposed to be a straight line. From here, you can measure from the outer corner to the tip. Because you know, you see girls and it look like Nike just had a blast. We don't want none of that. We want natural looking makeup. We don't want anything, or they say something like from the nose. There it is. From the nose to the inner corner to the end of the brow, it should be a straight line. Straight from the nose, straight line. That's how you measure it. On this side, we will go a little heavier in the corner because you got a bold spot. Very, very light. Not that serious. Underneath here, you press a little harder because you want more of a line. And then when you get to the top for the shading, you just stroke it. Just light strokes. Nothing too serious at all. Now, if you can see, they already pretty much symmetrical. Ain't too much more I got to do but carve them out. I know I'm looking crazy right now, but it's okay. It's okay because y'all know my brows be on fleek, so I ain't even got to explain myself. You know, it's finna come together. Yes, it is. Get your friend. Get your friend because get your friend. You need your spoolie. I use the tip. Well, I guess it's not the tip. I use the corner of the spoolie right here. And I start with the start of my brow. You see how we already starting to blend that out and it's already starting to look more natural. It's not boxed like this side. I'm not into harsh lines unless I'm doing a cut crease. Oh, you just want to brush that in here. And then you brush the pencil in. Now, when you're brushing in the pencil here, you don't want to brush it as much as you did this part because you basically just going to scratch the product off. And you're going to make more of a mess. And we're not trying to clean up brows for 15 minutes. No. This side, same thing. But because I have that bold spot here, we're not going to rub that part too much. No. We just going to get it a little bit so that it's blending. And then it even starts to look a little bit more like hair stroke. See, they look airy. It's really not that deep. So today we will be using the Tarte Concealer. Yes, this is shade 475 Tan Deep Sand. Oh, so my undertone is a little bit more red because they say I got Cherokee Indian in my family on both sides. So I turn red. So I tend to use product that are yellow undertone to balance me out. This will last you as long as you make it last. Truthfully, you don't need much of this because this is full coverage. You know, it doesn't it's thick. It's thick. You don't need much of this at all. I would not advise anyone to use a lot of this because it's just gonna be a mess. I mean, unless you're trying to do some dramatic makeup. I use BH Cosmetics brushes. I have the whole line. I don't know if you guys can see, but like, excuse the shadow, but it's like this whole strip. And I just clean them, and that's what I use. I think almost every brush that I need is in here. Now, I did have a couple, like you'll see, like these are silver, but then these are like black and gold. They were from different sets, but they're all BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics, I like them. Their prices are not expensive at all. You can start off with the smaller of this. You don't have to get the large one. These brushes last. They do not shed because, girl, can't stand no shedding brush, especially when you got liquid product. No. So I use just the brush here. This is a flat brush. Generally, they tell you to use an angle brush, but for me, I find angle brushes are better for filling in, not so much for contouring. I need straight lines, straight edges. We're just going to put a little bit of product on the tip of the brush, just like that. Not much on there at all. And when I tell you, when it get to spreading, it's much. I'm going to start over here. Now this part, so I guess because I draw well, that I was able to just make that line so quick. But you just following underneath your brow. We're not trying to make new brows here. I think that's part of the reason people try to make different brows than what God gave them. Stick to what you know. After that, we did not add no more product on here. You can just pull it down. Pull it down to blend it out. It's still wet here, so you want to be careful when you get up there to that precise line that you made. And you pull it down as much as you can. And then you get to know your fingers. Okay? And you use your fingers to blend the rest of it out so that we don't have any harsh lines. So on this side, I'll use the concealer. On this side, I'm going to use my skin tone foundation. So on the top, same thing. Now, the rule of thumb is that the places that you want to highlight or bring forward, you use lighter colors. The places that you want to hide or carve in, you use darker colors. So today on this side, I'm going to use a lighter color on the top and the bottom. And then on this side, I'm going to use the skin tone on the top. I'll use the skin tone on this side just so you can see the difference in the depth of the arch. Same amount of product, not much at all, just the tip. Light strokes. Then you come back and just make that even. Close off the tip. in here, pull it up some just to blend it out. I don't like to have a square, well, a harsh start. I like for it to blend in, like fade in. And then here you just use your finger again to blend it out. Sometimes the finger does a better job than any brush that you could use. I know, you know, all the Morphes and the MAC brushes out there are amazing. Mink brushes, all of that. But sometimes the finger is your best friend. Most times, in my case. And this is your brow with your Tarte concealer. Now we're going to use our skin tone liquid foundation for the other side. Just depends on how you're feeling, truthfully. Do you see how already this brow looks like it's coming more forward toward you? This one is a little bit more even with the face. Now, I use Matte Poreless 368. Who is this brand? Fit Me. Maybelline. We use Maybelline Fit Me Poreless. This is the shade 368, deep golden. Okay. Pretty much all of these, they spread really thin. So it's really easy to, if you accidentally pick up the wrong shade, to blend it out into your skin because the product will spread thinly. I'm not going to take product from the actual bottle. I'm going to take product from the cap because we don't need that much. Same thing, just a tip. Again, nothing extraordinary. This is much looser than the Tarte is. The Tarte is a little bit more pasty because it's full coverage. This one is full coverage as well, but it's more liquid-like. So you have to be careful because it'll make a mess. You kind of want to go like back and forth a little bit just so that you're not making any definite lines before you're sure. And then you just pull this down. Same thing. Get your finger, girl. Get your finger and blend it out. Blend it out. You see how this just blend out even? You can't, girl, you don't even know. You don't even know. Girl, go back and get you some more product for the top. Okay, honey? Now, you're going to use a little less for the top because you're not doing your forehead. You're doing your brow. Here, you want to bring the brush more straight to your face. Not so much at an angle, more straight. We're going to come from the top. Same thing, kind of go light strokes. And then take the flat approach and make it smooth. Clean off the end because we don't want the brows going past where they're supposed to. Amen. Come to the middle with whatever excess you have on your brush. Very light, very airbrushed, very neat. So now, this is how we get into it. This brow is more so like, hey, how you doing? She forward with it, like we just got her done. This one is more so, I just got good brows. See? Just put you on to something. No. I use MAC Studio Fix. This is NW45. I did go there and let them test my skin so that they knew which one was like perfect. But y'all got to be careful when y'all go into these counters because sometimes the lighting is tinted. It'll have like a yellow tint or it'll be like a soft yellow or cool tone light, and the foundation will look like it's matching your skin in their lighting, but in natural sunlight, you're off. Check the face with the neck. The neck and the chest gotta be the same. I use this BH Cosmetics brush. I don't know the number. It's just a foundation brush. Get you just a little bit of product like this. We just rubbing it a little bit. And we gonna come around the brows. Start at the top. I mean, you don't have to, but I suggest it. Filling your eyelid too, because we do not want the greasy crease. Can't stand the greasy crease on the lid, okay? Fill that in, because we want everything to be even. Now, on this side of my face, I don't have as much acne or dark spots. I'm barely using any product. I do have darker spots on the side of my mouth, so I tend to go heavier in those spaces. If I'm doing a full face, then I'll put the concealer there too, because I don't want to see that. Now, this is a trick, okay, for the ladies. The whole video is for the ladies, but this one is a trick. It'll save your life. You know how you ever hug a dude and you get half your face on his jacket? Honey, that's because y'all trying to go in on the neck with it. No, when your foundation is the same color as your skin, you don't necessarily have to go all up under here with it. I always make sure that I don't put product under here, because if I'm hugging you or hugging anyone, period, I'm going neck up. Neck up. So if the chin does brush, you're not getting half your face on his jacket. We don't want that, okay? And it's also because y'all probably not setting y'all makeup, so it's just moving. It's just dancing all around the face. So on this side, we're going to get rid of some of this. Now, I sometimes will go over my whole brow like that. We're all set with our foundation. Now, I like to bake after I put my foundation on.
Now, this is really for your T-zone, because if you like me, it don't get greasy. It get greasy. Right in between them eyebrows, honey. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Right in between there. You want to get them in here, too, because, you know, when you're right here, come down the nose if you have to, okay? Underneath my lip, get greasy, too. Now, I go under here.
Whatever's excess on the brush, I tend to use that to go over my eyelid, because we do want to set the eyelids, because we don't want greasy eyelids, like I stated before. Amen. 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 I use this MAC shadow. I think it's the shade Espresso. And this is another feathered brush, but it's angled. This one is not flat like the other one was. It's more angled. It's more of a face brush, more fanned out. It's almost like the foundation brush, but the foundation brush is a little bit more slim. We're going to put just a little bit on here. Not much at all. Hold the cheek. Right underneath. And you can feel through the brush where your cheekbone is. So my cheekbones kind of curve. You know, like I have more of a round face. So they're more like this. Others may have more, you know, like more of a keen face. So you want to just follow right underneath that cheekbone. You don't want to, I'm not going to go straight when my cheekbone is curving down. My joint curved down. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to curve down. We can bring it around on this side too, just to get it even. And I was just going to sit here and let this bake. I'm playing. Get into this Fenty highlighter. This one is half Me Money and half Hustler, baby.
You're just going to put a little bit on the side. We're trying to highlight, not glow. And just come right on that cheekbone. Bring it up a little bit if you please, just to make the face a little bit more round. Again, we're not doing too much, because this is just everyday makeup. This is not photo shoot. Same thing on this side.
Just so that when you talking to him, it's like, hey, how you doing? You see that cheek action right there? So then we're going to highlight the brows, because you can't highlight the cheek and don't highlight the brows. This is the brush I use. It's flat and it's angled as well. We can take this this one, truthfully, and just go right underneath. Depending on the look, you might want to put more product right here because it's going to bring that arch like forward. But today we're not doing that. On this side, you're going to see the highlight kind of shows up more because we had that Tarte concealer underneath. So this brow is more like, hey, how you doing? This one is more so like, I see you. You know, I see you. Hey, how you doing? That's how it go. You ain't got to go on top. Some people go on top and highlight the tip. And we are natural. Period. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your mama and Neon that Jade Chante is in these streets, letting y'all know how to get these brows on fleek. Okay? Toodles!